So beautiful sunny England. This is perfect drone flying weather. Now I did a previous video on this drone, the Loolinn Z6 Pro, and unfortunately my microphone had corrupted and I didn't realise till editing, and I had to make do with that. So I apologise for the useless audio in that video. I hopefully put that right today in this video. And now my SD card's working. I've bought a new SD card for it, as that had corrupted also in the last one. Things just went from bad to worse really when it comes to the editing sides, but you don't know this until you actually start the editing process. I'm just surrounded by beautiful scenery, the canals, etc. We can hopefully try and get some nice photo, some nice videos. The gimbal doesn't have a stabilizer, so at times it may be a little bit jerky, but I figured with a bit of practice in the meantime that with some calm, gentle throttle response and not just racing the drone out into the skies, you can achieve some pretty good images. So usual procedure, just gonna open up the app, turn on the drone first, let it do its little funky music, and power on the radio. This is as level ground as I can find here. Let's connect to Wi-Fi. Need at least 15 satellites, but where I live around here, you usually pick up around 19, 20, which is good enough. Super clear view all round. There is power lines there, but we can go above them or just totally avoid the power lines and fly over anywhere. It doesn't really matter at the minute because this is a sub 250 drone, so I don't have the restrictions that come with the bigger drones. Calibration, click the calibrate, calibrating, calibration complete. And now to calibrate the compass, rotate this a few times there and then vertically rotate it and back on the level ground. This is going to be recording to the SD card, and I have a nice vision on here. We've done the return to home feature last time, which does get you out of a lot of trouble when the battery goes low and you go into panic mode. The drone does just return to home. And another funny thing is, don't go walking off with your drone, flying it about. I made that mistake, and again it ran out the battery and it didn't come back to me. It went back to the location where it set off from. So that were quite scary, but it's all a learning curve, and this is what makes this a good beginner drone for the money and not going spending nearly £1,000 on a DJI or whatnot. I'm going to try and capture you some good footage here now, maybe try and get some snaps from up in the air and that. I've still to figure out a few features on this, like the GPS tracking, where the drone will follow you around. You got an auto takeoff button there. Mine a nail polished little girl's just been having fun. So I'll just let that hover there a minute, and I'm going to try and put the phone track thing on. So if I get in front of the camera, I'm unsure on how this bit works, but anyway, we're going to go and get some nice little bits of footage. So first of all, select the video and record. Oh, that's a photo. There we go. And now recording. So let's go for a little fly. So it's a very clear, calm day today, and the drone isn't like wobbling everywhere as we're climbing up in altitude there, and we're now at 30 meters. I'm just gonna slowly pan that around. Like I say, although this doesn't have a stabiliser, with very steady throttle control you can take a lot of the like juddering and shakiness out of it. So let's go for a little fly, and there you can see the canals, which is just beautiful. I've noticed as well that birds don't like drones. I have had a couple of birds in the past coming out and they just want to attack the drone, which can be quite daunting. I mean, look at them views. Let's just lift that gimbal up a bit. And there in the distance you can see actually that is the quarry there in the background where we do go trailing with the RCs. I need to get back out and do that again. Just pan round there, you can see the motorway in the distance. And there is actually a railway line at the other side. Would be nice if we seen a train coming by. Now we are only connected to 17 satellites. Maybe that's to do with the weather, the haze, I don't know. But you can still see the drone there. Go down there. There's the new housing estate that's being built. And we're there on that field somewhere. Oh, there we are. Hello. Let's go for a fly. Do you think we could pick the drone up? Not sure if the GoPro will pick the drone up there. Oh, friggin' waspies. Here we are, just flying down over the canal there. It's alright. Doesn't help with the sun there at the minute. It's a bit blinding, but I know where I'm going. I'll get a few photos. Fucking wasps! Why do I wear wasp coloured t-shirts, man? So if I just fly back to me. So we are actually flying at maximum altitude there at 100 metres up in the air. Doesn't help at the minute with the sun in my eyes, but it just seems like the best day to fly this. Snap some more photos. So I am going to hit that record button again and go on another little flight. You can see it now. It's better flying that way. I don't have the sun in my eyes that way. But this can go up to a distance of 500 metres away, and we are currently 110 metres away now and 50 metres high. Just trying to keep it steady. You can just see the little bridge over the canal there in the distance that we come over to actually get on the canal. Oh, still keeping it in line of sight there. have a little look at the hills there. Now, if you was in a situation and you were struggling, or you lose the line of sight, you lose the signal for whatever reason, I love this feature. I'm just gonna click the home, and the drone is now pinpointing itself to return home. And just to show you, if I put this on the floor, might not be able to see, but the drone is there, the remote is there, it's totally unmanned, and it's flying above us now, and it's just working out the location on where it took off. Sorry about the sunlight there. Oops. Nice smooth landing, totally unmanned, and that's the return to home. Now, I'm gonna have to try and figure out the follow me mode, because I think that's a cool feature for if you're filming something. Like, I might want to film something on my drone, I might be out with my RCs in an awkward place, and I might want it to track that, and the drone just fly about following it. I'm not 100% how I get this to like track, but the drone is just hovering there, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to follow. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but as I said, this is totally new. I've just flown it and used the return to home features. So, I don't know, maybe we can try setting a little flight path for it and see if we can get anywhere setting a little flight path maybe. So, what have we got here? Non-fixed mode, no trajectory flight. Alright, well, there's my drone. So this is a waypoint flight. Now I have just put a little route on there, so I don't know what's that. Does that mean it's gonna go? Oh, there we go. It's doing stuff on its own. Now I presume this is, yep, that's taking its own flight. I am not doing anything. Like I say, it's just a little route just to test it, and we can extend that. And it's got to the next point now, and then it's going to fly back. Cool. Right, so the waypoint thing works. I've mastered how to fly via the waypoint, which is pretty awesome really. So you can actually set the drone to fly on its own route. It brings up the map on Google. You might not really be able to see that, but we have the drone there, and it was on a route round, and it's come back to the point where I'd stopped it. So think, and go. So now the drone is going to fly back one way. And then it's going to go back. And here it is again. You're not really going to be able to see that properly, but I'm just testing it on little routes. I don't want to push my luck so far. Now, the wife just said there's a barge travelling down the canal. Oh, whoa! Okay. all the helicopters in the distance there. I don't know if you can see them in the drone image. Wow, they're all flying off to different places. There they are, just flying by the pylon. Wow. I wonder if Howard's got like an helicopter club meet, because there's a chap who owns a demolition company just down here, and he has an helicopter to travel by day. It looks like Howard might be having a little helicopter meet at his house, having the friends over for helicopters and barbecue as it's a nice day. And I presume they're all just flying out while one coming to land, I don't know. It's quite intimidating really, isn't it? Oh, low battery mode. It's gonna come back to land here on its own now. Birds. I'm glad my drone's coming in now. The helicopters have scared the birds, and there's a mass of them there, so it's lucky the battery died there. I've got another battery. You do get a spare, so you can double up on your fly time. I will put the fresh battery in, and we'll actually fly across there and see if we can't get anything of that, of all the helicopters in the field maybe or whatnot. And if you're interested in one of these drones, if you click the link in the description, you do get 10% off with my code there. So save yourself 10%. Normally they're around $230, £230 or something like that. And that makes it available for you for about 180 or something, I don't know. But you save a bit of money using my discount code. So go in the description box, click that link and get yourself a Loolinn drone. So fresh battery, and I am just motoring across the skies right now over there. Let me just keep an eye on this distance, and we now have 25 satellites, which is brilliant. We're now 220, 30 meters away. Let me just go up a little bit. Okay. If I, how far away are we now? 300 meters. I've never actually flown this so far out before. I've always kept it local. 350, 360, 370. 380, I can still see it, and the helicopters should be, let's have a look around here, because they would have landed in this field somewhere. There's Howard's gaff. Where have they all landed? There's the main road. So let's just fly on a little bit more. So I am pretty much maxed out on range there. But the little building you can see down there, he does have his helicopter landing pad. So I am wondering whether they've all landed down there. But that is kind of maxed out where we are. We may see this when we play back the footage. But yeah, this should be fun to see. Yep, there you are. You can see them all now in the fields. There's 1, 2, 3. You can see them there, parked up outside it field. So he's landed them in the fields there, which you'll see this when I put this video into the video off the SD card, which now works. Wow, what an amazing day to test this then. I'm quite glad I come out. And did you say there was a barge driving down the canal? So let's rotate that. See if we can see the barge. That may have gone. You can see the canals there. Just pan this nice and slowly. Ah, there you go, you can just about see the barge just in the distance. Just going down the canal there in the distance. Right, now I am going to bring this back because I don't really want to be flying too close to aircraft just in case they are landing and taking straight off again. I don't want to be in the way, but it's very out there in the distance, and as I've had to take my eyes off the drone to try and see what I'm doing, I can't find the drone with my own eyes. Now I can work out where it's coming back because I know the area, so that makes it easy to fly back. All I need to do now is rotate the drone until I pick up the big industrial building and head toward that, or I can just follow myself back down the canal. So let's fly back home. So I'm probably going to wrap that up there. Like I say, I still need to figure out a few bits on this. It all takes playing about. I've just been playing it, getting used to how it flies and stuff, and it is a very capable drone. Once calibrated and everything, brilliant. Yeah, that kind of just distracted me, but hopefully we had a nice little bit of bonus footage in there with that. Wasn't really expecting to get helicopters coming in convoy the way they just did. Like I say, the waypoint works where you can set its route. I don't really want to set it on large routes here on its own while it's doing its own thing, due to having power lines just there in the distance. And not only that, at the other side of the canals here we do have the motorway and the train tracks, so I kind of just want to keep it local to me. But we did max out the height, and it maxed out in distance way over there somewhere to the farm. All is good. The drone is here. It come back. I'll show you the photos that it took. Hopefully they come out quite nice. It is a nice day, but yeah, I don't want the video to drag out for hours, which I don't know, if you leave me alone playing with this drone long enough, I will have hours of footage for you. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, it all helps, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao for now, guys.